So on this day, this is a pre-record for sure because I am in Colorado on this exact day when this is exactly hitting the worlds. There's that. You've been around. You know that I'm going to Colorado. I talk about it a lot. And on this day, I will be very, very cold. I feel probably in Colorado. I will probably have just gotten done snowmobiling and I will be frozen to the bone, and my children will be asking me how I survived an entire lifetime in Colorado, and I will be unable to give them an answer that makes any kind of sense because I don't know. I don't know how people survive this cold. Cold is probably what I'm feeling today. I hope you guys are feeling something other than cold today. We're not making anything cold today. We are doing an FAQ and a business building day. So I will tell you more about FAQ and business building and all the things in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 234 of 365 days of soap, and today we are doing a business building talking about how much product you need to keep on hand at any given time. And the answer to that question can be complicated, and it super varies based on a lot of factors. And so that's what I thought we should really discuss. I get asked that question so freaking much, especially when I'm talking about my big batches and how many soaps I make at a time and all of that jazz. And also just from people in general saying, well, is there a benefit to making 300 soaps at once or 300 bath bombs? And actually the answer to those questions varies based on the product. So let's get to the video and we will talk all about that while I'm stamping something, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Let's see. Damn, we've got some baby videos. But, in Colorado and doing things, but also answering some questions while stamping the soaps from a dropintheoceanshop.com. You're going to see an interview from her in a few days, you guys. It's epic. She's epic. Everything that she does is amazing. But anyway, how much product? Okay, specifically the soaps. So here's the thing. In the United States, we don't have to provide expiration dates for any of our soaps. And to be perfectly honest with you, while I do not believe that this whole idea of cure is a thing, because it's not a frickin' thing. That said, in general, the longer the sitting on the shelf and losing water weight, the better the product. And that is true of basically every product or every soap that you're going to make, regardless of formulation. And so if we're thinking about how much soap you should have on hand, like how many at one time you should make, if it's a soap that exists in your line year-round, no matter what, make a lot of it. Like, make a lot of it. Because soap gets better with time. How much time? I mean, I don't know. You can just look to the Facebook forums and shit to see soapers that have been doing this for 900 million years and saying, I've owned soaps for 900 million years, and they've still maintained the fragrance, and they have a great lather, and they're delightful on the skin 100 million years later. Like, you can find that very easily. For my part, let's say 10 years. That's the oldest bar of soap that I have. It's great. It's delightful. None problems whatsoever with it. It smells nice, soap's nice, it's just nice. And so if you can make a whole bunch at the same time and just let it sit, then yeah, do so. That is not true of all products that you're going to make, though. So for soaps, yeah, they don't take up a lot of room, and they are still going to be beautiful and awesome and epic for the most part, 1 year, 2 year, 5 years down the road. So if you have the ability to make them 500 at a time, 1,000 at whatever at a time, make them. Do that for sure. Now, again, something that people really do like to, well, it's not like they like to. It's just people that live outside the United States. They do point out there are, in fact, expiration dates for soaps that exist outside of the United States, because that is what is required by literal law in Europe and many, many other places. And so for that, I would suggest making enough soaps that will get you through that year in one fell swoop. And it's reasonably easy to figure out what that year is going to be. It's just look at your last year's sales and add 10% to that. And that's probably what your next year's sales are going to be. But, if you sell out too fast, that's also not a bad thing. If you sell through that last year plus 10%, cool. You're creating a nice supply and demand chain, and that's awesome. And you also will realize that you're about to sell out of things way before you need to start making more. So my answer when it comes to soap and how much product you should keep in stock, if it is one of your soaps from your regular line, make a bunch. It's way easier to do it that way. Just make a bunch and don't have to worry about making them again. Yeah? Okay, so soaps, best case scenario, what you sell in a year plus 10%. You should make that in one fell swoop and not worry about it. Not worry about that particular scent or soap or whatever again for the rest of the year. It will probably get you through without problems. How about the rest? How about bath bombs? How about lotions? How about lotion bars? How about all those things? Well, I would actually look at that as more of a quarterly last year plus 10% and keep it at that. Here's the thing. Bath bombs, very, very easy to make and require non-cure time. Lotions, same thing. Lotion bars, same thing. So any of your, I guess, single-use products, or not even single-use products necessarily, because also like shave crops come into play with that, and your shower steamers, and your face oils, loads of other things. It doesn't take a ton of time to make them. And also, though, because they are not soaps, and we will be discussing preservatives and the keeping alive of products and all the jazz in just a few days, but everything else that is not soap, I would, I don't know, err on the cautious side and be a little bit lighter. So quarterly plus 10%. Your last year's quarterly plus 10%. That should be what you have on stock, on hand for your not soap products. Granted, I'm still stamping soaps in all of this, so Actually, I don't actually find it confusing. It's all still fine. I told you I was stamping something. Anyway, so for the thing with bath bombs, they really are best used, especially the way that we make them, because we don't put preservatives in bath bombs, because we don't freaking have to, because it's not freaking required. And because we don't put any sort of artificial bubblers that will ensure they still bubble up 3 years from now, whatever, the best balm is going to be the freshest balm. And for the lotions and the lotion bars, well, for the lotions, you are actively working against the rancidity of the oils and including the preservative and how long it actually lasts for and how long it extends the shelf life of said oils. So don't go big overboard on those. Again, I think a fair estimate is a quarter plus 10%. So what you would normally sell in a quarter plus 10% for this year, and go with that. Bath bombs, I really do like the idea of the fresher the better, because they really are. They fizz the best within a few months of them being made. And so we do epically fresh bath bombs right away, like all the time, because we want the best fizz. For soaps, the longer they cure, the better they are. So it's all good. But in general, for soaps, yeah, the whole year plus 10%. For the rest of it, 1/4 plus 10%. And that should get you to a good place, I think. And there it is, a professional soap maker's opinions on how much product you should have on hand at any given time. And as I said in the video, it really does vary from product to product for sure. And also it can kind of vary depending on where you live in the world. I live in the United States and we are not required to put expiration dates on anything. And in my experience, though technically speaking, other countries absolutely do have expiration dates based on the oils that go into the product, right? In my experience, soap doesn't expire. It just doesn't. And so it really does get better the longer it sits. I mean, I think there's limits to that, as I also discussed in the video. But for the most part, if you live in the States at least, and you know that you're going to be continuing to keep this particular product in your inventory forever, and you have the means to do so, yeah, make 500 bars at the same time and let them sit. And when they sell, they sell. It's a lot easier to make it's marginally more time consuming to make 500 bars than it is to make 24. So there's that. Take it for what it is, though. Everybody does need to work their business and their lives and all the things in ways that make sense to them. So this is just my musings and what I have found works best for me. So there's that. I appreciate you guys joining me today, for sure. I appreciate you guys appreciating the shorter content and being okay with all of that because, you know, pre-filmed a whole bunch of stuff so I could enjoy some time with my whole family in Colorado. So I will be, at this point, getting back to that after we finish here. But, you know, it's all confusing. Anyway, special thanks to my sudsers for being awesome and epic at all the things each and every day. Thank you. Thank you so much for being you. You guys are beautiful humans, and I love you forever. I am out of here for today, but I will see all of you guys again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.